All right, I think we're live. Welcome to Double My E-commerce Sales in 12 Months. My name is Ala Hassan. Once again, I'm your host and also the person who's going to be sharing lots of tips today on how to advertise your online store for free. So for those who are joining us through the recording, well, understand that I'm doing these live videos inside our private Facebook group. So make sure to join us. I'm creating them sometimes daily, sometimes every couple of days, depending on the questions that I get, depending on the requests that I get from the group members. But really take advantage. Great opportunity for you to attend these live videos so that you get to ask me some questions and also join me inside the live stream. And you can share your camera, come on board like a guest and then ask away. All right, so I'm seeing people log in. I know that I came a minute earlier, just making sure that everything works on my side. Hope everyone is doing well. Let me know in the comments if all is good on your side. You're hearing me. Everything is working. And how are you today? I hope you guys are doing well. Hope you enjoyed the last couple of videos. You've gotten some great value from them. And today, hold on. All right. And today it's going to be a lot of links, a lot of websites for you to visit. So if you joined through the Facebook stream, let me just share the presentation. So I asked everyone in the group today if you guys want me to share my presentation deck, and I saw a lot of yeses. So guess what? I'm going to be doing so. So make sure to love the video, and click on the link inside the comments or inside the description of the video for you to access the slides, because I've included a bunch of links in there. So it's going to be a lot easier for you to visit some of the websites if you're joining me through your laptop or your desktop. So it's going to be a lot easier for you to visit some of those websites because I'm going to be sharing a bunch of them. All right, so I see people joining in. Excellent. Let's get started. So today's topic is something that I feel I wasn't sure if I should go into it immediately, considering that we just launched the group and I started sharing some of these tips. But I know that people want to start promoting their store. They just can't stop themselves, and they're looking for ways to really get the word out, get some awareness going, which makes sense. I get it. And you want to leverage every single free time you have at your disposal to promote and talk about your business, your online store. Now, the reason why I decided to do this video and talk about this topic is because of the fact that it's free. I usually don't recommend that you start immediately with paid traffic, only because, especially when you're getting started, I don't want you to start losing a lot of money, because it's very easy to drive traffic with paid initiatives. You're going to notice that, wow, everyone is coming in, and you know what? You may not experience the increase in sales that you had hoped for. And then eventually you start worrying about, oh man, am I going to start losing money now? How is that going to impact my budget? So on and so forth. And that's why, because today's topic is about doing something for free, I figured, you know what, let me start sharing some of these things so at least you get going while we focus on other areas in the coming weeks. So how to advertise your online store for free. Now, one thing I need you to understand, nothing is free. And if it is, well, guess what? When it comes to e-commerce, it means you need to put in some time, your employees' time, and sometimes your reach may be limited. What do I mean by reach? For example, back in the day when Facebook started, when Instagram started, all of the social media networks, if you think about it, a lot of them are free to use right now. The catch that the reason why they're free is because you're sharing a lot of personal information in exchange for the service, which is to socialize, communicate, and all that. So that's why it's free, because you're sharing a lot of personal information. The goal of these social networks is to eventually use your information to help them sell ads to companies, brands who are ready to pay to be in front of you, to grab your attention. That's the whole idea behind why social media is free. Now, understand that reach nowadays is limited in certain networks. For example, on Facebook, when you had a Facebook page back in the day, or Instagram, you were to post something on your profile or on your page, everyone who follows you would literally see it. Most people. Nowadays, unfortunately, that's no longer the case because Facebook wants you to pay to play. And they want you to, they'll give you, let's say, 10 to 15% of your audience reach. You post something and you have 1,000 people, or let's say 100 people following you, maybe 10, 15 people will see it for free. And the rest, in order for you to reach everyone, you'll have to pay. So whatever I'm about to share with you, consider these two things. You'll need to put the time into it if you want to take advantage of it, the fact that it's free. You will need to use some of your employees for doing some of this stuff if you have already an established team, or your reach will be limited. And then eventually you'll have to do some paid initiatives. But we're not talking about paid today. So my motto when it comes to doing things online, whether it's free or paid, you want to be visible, you want to be reachable everywhere. Take advantage of this. It's an amazing opportunity for you to show up across the board and making sure that, you know what, you want to make sure you take advantage of the fact that some websites allow you to advertise your store, your business, your brand for free. So the idea here, it's not about doing everything across all channels. I don't want you to start worrying and say, oh man, I got to do Facebook, I got to do Instagram, I got to do Snapchat, I got to do TikTok, I got to do all the social media networks, I got to do podcasts, I got to do videos on YouTube. No, it's not about that. The first step that you need to do immediately, and you can start today, is to make sure that you are visible and you are reachable everywhere. What do I mean by this? You need to at least take advantage of all these websites, these social networks, and make sure your company exists there. So create an account, create a profile with your name, with your brand, with your online store name, whatever it might be. It may be Yoga Shop. Just make sure Yoga Shop has a free account across all of the websites I'm about to mention today. And then eventually, you want to make sure that these profiles allow consumers to reach out to you, whether it's through visiting your website, so making sure your website is visible on all of these profiles, so linking it, including your website URL, or including your email address, or providing them instructions on how to contact you. And sometimes these networks that I'm about to share with you provide you with contact information so that people can just click on a button that says contact us or message us, and you will get notified within the network. So that's what I mean by be visible, be reachable. I didn't talk about be active, be engaging, be all that stuff. That requires a lot of resources. And this is what we're going to talk about today. So you need to evaluate these things. But your job today, if there's one thing I need you to understand, is as soon as you leave today, start planning it out. Start creating all these accounts just to be visible across all of these websites I'm about to share today. So that's the first thing. Let's start talking about let's get into the meat of the presentation. So the first thing that you need to do for yourself afterwards, let's say you're going out there, you built out all of these profiles for your website, you need to optimize your personal profile. And the reason why I want to talk about this is because the first network you have direct access to, most people do have that, is your immediate network of colleagues, friends, family, acquaintances, whoever it might be, high school friends, people you've met on social media, exes, girlfriends, you name it. All these people usually are connected to you through the social networks that you are currently being active on. So for example, in my case, I'm very active on Facebook. I'm very active on Instagram, very active on LinkedIn. I'm very active. I used to be on Snapchat, not as much. I'm not active on TikTok, but I have already an established network of a couple of thousands of people across all of these social networks. Take advantage of this, because I assure you that as soon as you start being active on your personal accounts, and you have them all here, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, LinkedIn. You can add on to it if you want, Snapchat and TikTok. But for me, these are the ones that are proven right now to work really, really well. Snapchat too, I should have put it. But again, you get the point. Optimize all of your personal profiles across all of these networks the following way. First, make sure your bio and your experience inside your bio, let's say you're on LinkedIn or you're on Facebook, these are the main two accounts, you're able to include a link to your online store. Why not do that? Say also, part of the experience, I am the founder of this website. I am the owner of this website. We sell X widgets. I'm the founder of yogashop.com. I've been in the business. I'm a certified yoga trainer with over 10 years experience. That's it. Why is this important? Well, as soon as you start being active on social media and you start talking about your products, you start talking about your expertise, you start talking about all of the things that are related. You're not selling. I didn't say buy my products, buy my yoga mats, buy my widgets. No, I said you're active already in the space right now. I'm telling you, there are people who are going to see your posts and they're going to click on your image, your profile. They're going to visit your profile. They might see your cover photo. They might see your bio. They might see a website link. And they might be curious as to what are you doing these days? I see you posting about yoga a lot. You're sharing tips. You're doing videos. You're doing live streams. What's happening? They'll be curious enough to click on your profile, and eventually, with one line, they know what you're doing and potentially click on your website link and visit your store. This happens, I guarantee it. So that's the first thing I would start with your personal profiles. I would also optimize your cover photo and your profile image. Once every 2 weeks, change your profile image. You know how it is. As soon as a friend of yours changes their profile picture to something different, you click on it, you look into it. So, oh, that's a nice picture. So you're making people engage with your profile without them acknowledging that they've done so. So they might just come in, they're curious. They'll click on your profile picture. They'll click on your cover photo on your Instagram account, on your Facebook account, your LinkedIn account. A couple of these, Twitter has that cover photo. Pinterest has that as well. So again, people can engage with your profile without messaging you, without liking any of your images, or without even telling you. So behind closed doors, they are very curious. And a cover photo, your profile image, your bio, and your link to your website can do wonders in this case. My next tip for you is to post every single day. And I'm not saying buy my products, buy my products, buy my products. No. Talk about the industry you're in. So let's say, for example, you open up an online store that sells dog supplies. Well, why not post every day something related to dogs? You might share funny videos about dogs. You might share a meme about the dog. You might share a blog post you wrote about a dog, and that blog post is on your website. You might share a product that you bought recently for your dog. You might also talk about, oh, we just received these amazing dog treats. Amazing for anyone who's thinking about changing their, dog food for something more healthier. Once in a while, you throw in a product awareness, product type of a post, so people know exactly what is it that you sell. And then you go back to other topics, share some food, talk about where you've been going, again, just socialize, post random updates, nothing just all about dogs, let's say, but spread it out across different topics and just make sure it's natural. It's not planned ahead. So people love that. And again, as soon as you start posting more often every single day and choose the platforms you like, again, keep it natural. Don't force things, but do make sure to put an effort into it so it becomes a habit for you. I do this every single day right now. And I'm telling you, it's having an impact on what I'm trying to do even with the academy right now, teaching you this stuff about e-commerce. Now, if you have an online store, it's the same process. People love it if you do it naturally. If you start scripting things and you start making it like too salesy, they'll know. Keep it natural, keep it authentic, share your stories. If you have a dog, let's say, and you sell dog supplies, well, show videos of your dog in the morning when you're taking him or her out for a walk, when you're playing with them in the park, whatever it might be. People love that stuff. So again, the idea here is to post every day. Now, everything I've given you right now is solely on your personal profile. Leverage that. You're the face of the company or the person behind the brand or the only person you can actually do things for free because it's only taking up your time. And if you're the only person in the company, then leverage your time to its full potential by making sure you take advantage of everything you could do with your immediate network. LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, take advantage of this. So this is the first thing I need you to focus on. Back to your business. And if you guys have any questions, don't post them in the Facebook comments. And eventually, when these videos are recorded and distributed across all channels, you can just put in your questions in the comments and I'll get back to you. So the first place I always recommend for any business to start is there are two networks that matter when it comes to audience reach. Everyone uses something that belongs to Google or something that belongs to Facebook. These two companies own a lot of the internet properties. Now, obviously, you have Apple too. Until Apple they don't have an advertising network, but you also have Amazon. So you have Apple, Amazon right there. We use them because we either have a product of theirs and we use them to buy products from Amazon. But right now, I'm focusing solely on Facebook and Google because a lot of these two companies offer a lot of services for websites like yours. So let's start with Google. The first thing you need to do is take advantage of Google My Business. You're able to create a local listing for your business. Even if you have a warehouse, it's fine. Put it on the map and then just say no opening hours. It's not open to the public. But what that does to you is it gives you at least a real business listing, because Google is not just going to allow you to create a business listing and that's it. You're going to create it. They're going to make sure to verify that it is actually a true location. So they're going to send you some verification, a postcard by mail for you to confirm with a piece of code. And then as soon as you get it, you go online and you confirm this code to confirm that this location actually exists and that you are the owner of it. So there's a couple of processes that you have to go through to make sure that your business listing is visible on Google. But what's great about having one is you can start optimizing it. You can add information about a description of what the business is all about. You can put it in a specific category. So you're selling home decor products, you're selling pet products, you're selling whatever it might be. So categorizing it gives signals to Google as to what type of business you are. You can put a description in there. So use keywords. We sell yoga mats and anything like for yoga fashion apparel for people who are doing yoga, fitness, workouts, whatever it might be. Again, or we sell dog treats, dog supplies, dog toys, and so on and so forth. Again, you describe your business inside each of those listings. You can upload pictures. You can put in your contact information. You can link back to your website. The sky's the limit in terms of what you could do inside a business listing. But having it visible inside Google's database is going to truly help you, because a lot of companies leverage Google Map information. A lot of apps out there leverage Google Maps. And again, for me, I feel that it is underused by a lot of businesses because they say, well, I don't have a location. I don't want people to come in and open up and come in and start shopping from our warehouse. They're not going to do that. And if they are, there's a small little percentage, maybe a couple of people, if any. Mention that we are not open to the public, but at least people can leave reviews. People can at least learn about your business and link back to your website if they see you on a map where they're in the neighborhood or in the city or whatever it might be. So again, someone might go on Google Maps and look for dog supplies, and your business listing can come up. Well, it will show, it's not a store, it's a warehouse, it's a company, but there's a website. They click it and they could discover your website. Make sure to add your website to Google Search Console. And this is something very easy. You just follow the steps. Again, there's a lot of help files to help you get this done. You go inside Google. What Google Search Console literally is, you're connecting your website to Google's servers so that you tell Google, my website is now live. Please start including it in your search results. Google is going to tell you what's wrong with your website, if any issues arise, or it might give you some tips on how to improve your rankings on Google search results. It will tell you how people are finding you, which keywords, which pages are showing up the most, how many people are searching with these keywords, and so on. You're limited to about 1,000 keywords, but that's fine. It's more than enough. But the idea behind this is when you add it, in the beginning, you might not be getting a lot of traffic. But with Google search engine traffic, it takes time. It takes a minimum of 3 to 6 months to start seeing something, especially if you have a lot of content on your website. You can really speed it up. But if you don't have a lot of content, it takes time, obviously. But again, have that done from the beginning so that you start keeping track of where you rank within Google. So Search Console is free. Just do it immediately. The third thing and the last thing for Google is to take advantage of writing content. Now that your business is visible inside Google's database, now that you have your Google Search Console, you're telling Google, here are a list of the pages. Google will know as soon as you give it a domain name, As soon as you put your domain name inside Google Search Console, their bots, their servers are going to come in, pick up all your website pages, your product pages, your category pages, your home page, and they start putting it in their database, and they'll choose one to show it. They take about 100 different things into consideration to whether or not they show you up in the results. So again, there's a lot of factors. Where this is not a search engine optimization session, but again, I just want to give it to you, at least give you some knowledge at a high level view. So start writing content. And again, because you've connected it to Google, every time you add a new post to your website, Google is going to start picking up these posts. And with time, you'll start noticing that you may be getting traffic to these pages, and you'll be able to see so within Google Search Console, or obviously if you have Google Analytics installed, which I hope you have. If you've taken my challenge, you've installed it, you can see the type of traffic you're getting directly from Google. So these are the 3 things you could immediately leverage to help you drive free traffic to your online store. Let's move on to the big network also, Facebook. Obviously, Facebook gained a lot of traction in the last decade, and it's not going to stop there, especially the fact that Facebook has acquired a lot of apps, social networks, Instagram, WhatsApp, and they're not going to stop. Every time there is something out there and that has potential, they may acquire it or copy it. So a couple of things you need to make sure you do on Facebook. First of all, start with a Facebook page. You got to have one. Okay. And when you create it, don't just create it, optimize it. Remember, we've covered this topic in Build a Store in 21 Days challenge. If you have it, make sure to join this. But your Facebook page has to be not only created, but fully optimized. Pictures, branding, your about information, links to your website, you name it. You can literally put your hours of operation, your contact information, your customer service number, all that stuff. Second, you want to make sure you take advantage of your page, even though your reach is limited. Still, do your best in making sure you post images, videos, stories, and make sure to add about 2 to 3 different hashtags on each of those posts. Make it a habit so that with time, it doesn't matter if only 10 to 15% of people see it. People will still see it. But what's important is if somebody searches you on Facebook, they see that you're active. It gives it credibility. It gives it confidence that who I'm about to buy from is actually operating a real business. I see they're very active. And with time, slowly, as you start doing paid ads with Facebook, you're already at an advantage over many other Facebook pages because you already have a lot of content. When your ads are going to show up in front of people, they're going to start clicking on your page. They're going to start clicking on your content, engage with it, and potentially stay in touch with you. But by ensuring that you post every day, you increase the chances. And that's the point why I'm saying do it, even though if your reach is limited. Make sure that your Facebook local business information is updated. Inside your page, you can literally optimize your page to make sure that you have your business hours of operation, you have your address. So Facebook has its own map engine. Some online stores do have locations. So you might have a website and you might have 5 physical stores, small little boutiques in your city. You can actually add some of these stores as locations within your Facebook page if you're eligible. There are some eligible requirements from Facebook. It's not everyone can do it, but at least you're telling your customers, the people that follow you, the people that engage with you on the social network, that you have a physical location. By doing so, again, it's adding more confidence, more trust in your brand, because a lot of stores online don't share their physical location. They don't share where they're located because they're running out of, let's say, home. They might be running out of a small little warehouse. Doesn't matter. Even if you don't want to put your address at home, rent a PO box if you have to from the local post office and use that address for the time being. But it gives reassurance to all your customers that the business actually exists. The last thing, this is a nice tactic that I feel that is underused by a lot of brands, is to build out a Facebook group only for your best or brand ambassadors. This is a handful of people. That could be maybe 50 people, 25 people. It could be simply, it's not about influencers more than it's people that are truly passionate about your product. They're passionate about your cause. They love everything that you do, and you will have customers that just love everything you do. Are they going to buy everything? No, but these people can potentially do anything you ask of them. Share my promotion, talk about our company. Can you help us build out a Facebook group and help us moderate it? You name it. Try to have this concept of building out a Facebook group specifically for those best customers, those brand ambassadors, and you can do things with them. For example, you can let them know ahead of time of any promotions that you may be running. This way they feel that they're being treated exclusive, like it's a VIP treatment. You'll always get a head start on all of the promotions. Or once in a while, you may run a contest only for them because they're promoting the brand on your behalf, and you're giving them free stuff. You may be giving them free product because you want them to review some of your products, and so on and so forth. So leverage Facebook groups, because it is actually a great way to build out a group of raving fans, as they call it. There's a book called Raving Fans. Highly recommend it. That's Facebook. The last thing, and it's a little bit manual, but you see that a lot of for example, dealerships are using it. You see some people that sell a couple of products used. It's not just for used products. You can sell new products. So with Facebook Marketplace, it's just a free marketplace for you to list your items. And what I'm recommending here is not to go out there and start listing all of your products. What you could do is literally take, let's say you have 5 different categories of products: men's apparel, women's shoes, pants, shirts. You take one product of each and you post those on the marketplace. And there's a lot of like local listing tools, like Craigslist was there, Kijiji for Canada, which is owned by eBay. There's a lot of them. But for now, I'm saying Facebook Marketplace because you already have a nice presence. Consider maybe listing them, and you might have to list it under your personal account. You may have to create a separate account for yourself. These are things that you have to consider. But it's free, and people are very active inside Facebook Marketplace. People are buying a lot of stuff. So have 5 to 10 products. It won't hurt to have them listed there. And if somebody discovers you, great. They'll see your profile. You work at this website. You have this product that you're selling. You're the owner. They'll be interested. Increases your awareness. So just another way for you to leverage Facebook. Let me just make sure if there are any questions before. Okay, good. You guys are still here with me. So I just want to make sure that all is okay. Next is Instagram. So a lot of you are very familiar with it. There's a couple of things you need to do. First of all, make sure you have a business profile in there. Don't create a personal profile, a business profile, because it gives you access to a lot of insights and analytics, and also ads as you start growing the account. Make sure also that it's connected directly to Facebook, so that your Facebook page, as soon as you post something or you post something on your Instagram, you can easily share it to your Facebook. You're doing 2 things at once. Make sure you also have an Instagram business listing. When you're creating your account, you could potentially add your address, so that if somebody is in the area or somebody just wants to tag you with using the location option, they can do so. Similar to Facebook, make sure you're posting images, videos, stories, and use a lot of hashtags in there. You're allowed up to 30. You don't need to use all 30, but make sure they're all relevant. Again, make it a habit of posting at least once a day. So inside Facebook, there is something called Creator Studio. When you create your page, you'll see you have access to it, Creator, and you can schedule some posts through this tool so that it simplifies your job. So again, there's no excuse. Again, you're here because you're trying to learn new ways of driving traffic for free. There is nothing for free. It requires a lot of time. And that's why some people say, I don't want to do it because it requires time, and then they have to go pay to play. LinkedIn. So a lot of times we ignore this. So just like Facebook, when you're posting on LinkedIn, it's not just about trying to sell product to your LinkedIn network. It's more about raising awareness of that your business exists, and it could potentially create new partnerships, new opportunities with someone else. So for example, you may be posting about your website, and eventually somebody might see it and they're a graphic designer, and then they'll be like, oh, I love your brand. If you need any help, I could do some graphic designs for you. So it could be an exchange of services. It could be that they might introduce you to someone else. You might need some services for digital marketing, and then you're looking for someone to help you out, and then they're able to refer an agency or refer a friend or whatever it might be. So you're developing these relationships through LinkedIn. What should you do? The first thing you got to do is make sure that your website exists as a company page. That's very, very important. And when you create your company page, you can also add the cover photo, about information, link it back to your website. But the reason why I say do this is so that in your personal profile on LinkedIn, as well as all of your employees, they put in their experience that they work for this website. Again, when people are going to discover your account on LinkedIn and they see, what does this person do? They'll notice that, oh, you are the founder of this website. You are the e-commerce manager of this website. You are the owner of this website, or you're just the director or VP, whatever it might be. By doing so, people are going to link that experience back to your company page. And if somebody's interested to learn more about it and they click it, they go to your company page, and there you're going to have everything being displayed and a link back to your website. And you're getting more exposure. That's the reason why I say. Similar to Facebook and Instagram, post status updates. You can put videos, you can put images, and again, use a couple of hashtags in there. Make it a habit of doing so every time. You can also publish articles, and that's what I like about it. And articles are a great way to showcase your expertise. When sometimes people are searching things on LinkedIn, they could search for articles. And what's nice about articles is somebody could share it, people can like it. And when people start commenting more on them and liking them, it shows up on other people's LinkedIn feeds, news feeds. So again, there is this discovery phase that your content will go through. And it's the same with a status update or a video. I'm very active also on LinkedIn, and I see it. The more I post, the more people come and click on my profile to learn more about what I do, and they look at my experience, guaranteed. And I'm sure they click on some of the companies I've worked for, and one of them could be the website, let's say my online store, if that's the case. And that's what that could happen to you. So again, if you're the owner or the person in charge of this e-commerce business, whether you're an employee or an owner, doesn't matter. Being active on LinkedIn can potentially help you improve your relationships across LinkedIn, and potentially create new opportunities. Video and audio, what should you do? Obviously, publish videos on YouTube, and you could do live streams. You don't need to go crazy. And by the way, the equipment excuse is no longer the case. Any phone nowadays like this is more than enough to get you started. The new iPhones are packed with amazing cameras that could be used to create phenomenal videos. So again, just make it a habit of publishing on YouTube. It's free. You may not get a lot of views in the beginning. Don't worry about the vanity metrics. Focus on content, focus on consistency, focus on providing value. Again, it's a free tactic. It takes time to build. So publishing on videos on YouTube will help out. You can do the same videos that you published on YouTube and publish them on Facebook, on your Facebook page, on your personal profile. Again, so many distribution channels. Another thing that you could do, and a couple of things here, podcasts. So you can launch a podcast. Buy this microphone like this. It's not even $100, about $100. And you can use a tool like anchor.fm to help you get started into the podcast world and eventually branch out to iTunes, SoundCloud, and so on. Now, if you don't want to build out a podcast, you could do interviews. So reach out to podcasts that are sharing similar related content within your industry. So let's say, for example, you have a pet shop. Why not reach out to people who love, they have a podcast about dogs and dog tips and all that stuff. Reach out to them, share your story and this and that, and try to find a way of trying to get into their podcast as a guest, have an interview there. And then eventually they'll ask you, what do you do? Oh, I have an online store. This is what I sell. My expertise has been all about dog training and so on and so forth. So it's not about just you having your own podcast, but why not become a guest on other podcast shows? And a lot of times it's free. You could do this. You just need to learn how to sell yourself or reach out to people and communicate with them and try to sell them on the idea of having you a guest on their show and how it could benefit them, not benefit you, but how it could benefit their audience. I highly recommend you listen to a couple of shows so to feel out exactly what type of content they create and see if you can bring real value. But again, podcasts, even if you were to launch a podcast show with 10 shows and just leave those 10 episodes there, it's better than nothing. Again, be visible, be reachable. If somebody searches you on any network on the internet, why not be visible? So there's a possibility they can find you. User-generated content. So Obviously, user-generated content comes from your customers as you start growing the business. It could be from prospects, people who might be interested in your product. It could be your friends. It could be your family. It could be anybody. So a couple of things you could do. Encourage online reviews. Ask people to post their review on social media and to tag you. For example, you see this a lot. So I ordered, let's say, for example, this. As soon as I get it, I take a picture of it and I post it on my Instagram story. I could post it on my Facebook. I love their packaging. I love their product. I like supporting local businesses. I bought this from thiswebsite.com. Take a look at it. It's amazing. You guys are going to love it. Encourage this from your customers. Sometimes just asking them. The answer is always no if you never ask. Ask them, could you guys share some reviews on social media, especially when you're getting started? You need that small little push. So asking them is a great way to get some reviews going. Now, you can also ask for unboxing videos. I love those because it gives, it's not just for big brands, but some people, when they do unboxing videos, so what the idea behind it is you ship them a product and they start recording themselves on video, opening the package, and they show exactly what they received, how it's packaged, and they start talking out loud of the whole experience. Oh, I love this, I love that, I love how they packed it, oh my God, this and that, so well protected, and this and that. So again, it just gives that unboxing experience so that if somebody is thinking about buying this product, they can go on YouTube, and people do this. So my recommendation is to go out there, look for companies that sell your product or similar products to yours, and see if there are unboxing videos made for their brand. So let's say, for example, I buy, let's say Beard Brand oil. The company is called Beard Brand. So unboxing Beard Brand and see if anyone has created those videos, and try to do the same thing for your products as well. So that's one tip. You should also ask for photos and videos of them using your products. And sometimes it's just a matter of putting in a small little insert inside the packages and tell them, you know what, we'll give you an extra discount, a coupon, if you would like, if you're willing to send us a picture of you wearing our product, using our product, or even better, if it's a video. 10%, 15% if it's a picture, and let's say 20% if it's, or 10% if it's a picture, and 20% discount for a future purchase if you send us a video. And you can send them examples. Go to this link on our website to see what kind of videos we're looking for. You never know. If 1 out of 10 people do it, great. Especially if they love your product, some people will go the extra mile to connect with a brand, especially if they believe in it. Social media as a whole. We've covered Facebook. We've covered some of the popular ones. What else is there? Twitter. I know not everyone is on Twitter, but people are there. Celebrities are there. News agencies are there. Experts are there. People communicate, politicians, you name it. Be visible, be reachable. So make sure you're on Twitter. Make sure your account is optimized, and whatever you're posting on Facebook and Instagram, just post it on Twitter at the same time. Again, in the beginning, you don't need to develop a strategy, a different strategy for each of those, but at least be visible with some content. You can leverage a tool like bufferapp.com or later.com. These tools are all mentioned in Build a Store in 21 Days challenge. So please, I am not mentioning tools here because I've shared a whole toolbox inside, I believe it was day 2. So if you go to Build a Store in 21 Days Facebook group or on eCommerce Training Academy and you join the challenge Build a Store in 21 Days, in day 2, I share a toolbox that includes so many tools that could be used to help you do everything I mentioned today. Pinterest, great for e-commerce. People use Pinterest to bookmark ideas, look for inspiration, look for anytime they're trying to look for a recipe, to a DIY project, to crafts, to workouts, to renovation ideas, but decor, you name it. I mean, everything is on Pinterest and people are using it a lot. More skewed towards women. That's the demographic that's on this platform, but a great opportunity for you to share some of the pictures, share some of your YouTube videos, and link them back to your website. Again, free to use. They do have paid ads that you can take a look at in the future. TikTok, obviously everybody's talking about it right now. There's a lot of attention there, a lot of reach. People are getting a lot of likes. People are getting a lot of followers. Everybody's overconsumed by all of these vanity metrics. It's normal. In the beginning, they're making everyone use the platform because they need people to create content, and eventually, which they started already, ads are coming in and they're going to start taking over the feed. But again, it's just another channel for you to consider. Snapchat is also another one. Obviously, each of those has its own strategy. But if you're creating images, you're creating small little videos, short videos on stories, well, just share them on the other platforms for now. Again, have 10 videos in there, have an account at least to say we're reachable, we're visible on these platforms. So if you want to tag us, we're there. So again, it's just a matter of just being there for the moment. And the last thing is WhatsApp. There are ways for you to build out groups, just like how you built out a Facebook group. You can create a WhatsApp group so that you can notify people that want to be notified through WhatsApp about exclusive deals, exclusive promotions. Again, some countries use WhatsApp more than others, so it's just another platform. Like in China, it's WeChat. The rest of the world, WhatsApp. There's Telegram also. There's a lot of them. But again, for me, it's just more of you can build out a list of raving fans, a list of people that want to be in touch with you. And again, the whole idea, be visible, be reachable. Not done. One more thing. Now, we've talked about digital stuff. What can you do offline? Things that don't revolve around digital. Attend local events, meetups. Again, you want to represent your company, your brand. So there's a lot of local meetups, local events that can happen that you can join, even conferences about any topic. So consider attending those events, but attend it under the company name. Don't just attend these events personally. My name is John Doe. I work for thiswebsite.com. And if they give you a tag when you attend this event, at least the tag is right there. You never know who you'll meet at these events. If you don't like just attending, but you love speaking, why don't you speak at events? So go to the local events, find out what speaking opportunities will be are being hosted in your area, or places you may want to fly to that you're going to, let's say a city that's like 2-3 hours away that you can drive to. Again, there are tribes all over the world. There's a tribe for people who just love Labrador dogs. There are tribes for people who just love to do yoga in the parks or yoga with goats. You know, this is the thing I saw on the internet. So there are groups everywhere. And sometimes these small little groups, 10, 30 people, 100, 1,000 people, may be looking for speakers. And if you are an expert in your domain, an expert in what it is that you're selling, why not attend this event to share your story, share some tips, and eventually they'll ask you, who are you? I'm the founder, I'm the creator, I'm the person who's in charge of this website, this is what we sell. Again, just another way of raising awareness. Something that works really well is volunteer at local charity under your brand. Well, if you want to give some time, whether it's a local hospital, it could be a barbecue, it could be a fundraiser, it could be anything. Attend the event and just say, well, my name is John Doe. I am, volunteering on behalf of this website. We encourage our employees. I'm encouraging my employees to give a helping hand, whether it's the soup kitchen, whatever it might be. So again, go out there, expose yourself to the local charity communities, because eventually, obviously, you're doing something good. So that's going to make you feel good. But at the same time, you're also raising awareness of your existence and your business. So the last thing I have for you is really, well, how do I do this? I mean, what do I start with, or in terms of content? So my recommendation is here, be smart with your content creation. So I always say start with one piece of content that could be repurposed, a video or a blog post. If you're more comfortable in front of a camera like this, then create a video and then convert this video into a blog post. So transcribe it, have someone just watch the video and just write the whole thing into a blog post, and you can edit. Or you could do a blog post and then make a video out of it if needed. And you just read what you wrote and so on and so forth. You can create audio files. But the idea is, if you have a video or if you have a blog post, you can repurpose this content across all of your channels. If you have a video, you can upload this video on Facebook, on YouTube. You can just upload the audio on anchor.fm on your podcast. You can share also bits and pieces of it through your Facebook personal profile on your Facebook page. You don't have to advertise. You don't have to just share the whole 10-minute video. You can share 1 minute of this video. And there are many tools out there that can help you create these small little videos. Again, repurposing something that you already have. And the same goes for your blog post. So inside your blog post, you'll have text, you'll have images. You can start sharing bits and pieces and linking back to the blog post. Again, your videos, don't just leave them on Facebook, don't just leave them on YouTube. Make sure you create a page on your website where you can embed the code. So you can upload it on YouTube and then share the video inside your website, so that every time you're using this video everywhere else, you're not just sending it back to YouTube, send it back on a page on your website. And if you're on Shopify, on Magento, or any of these popular platforms, Wix, Squarespace, all of them have some sort of blog component, blog feature, where it allows you to create a post and include that content on this page and share it. So again, you want everyone back to the home base, which is your website. All of these things that you're building across the web, these are embassies, okay? Your home base, your country is your website. And you want all of these embassies across Facebook, YouTube, Anchor, you name it. All of them, you need them to link back to your home base, which is your online store. So I highly recommend that you start with video or blog posts, and from there branch out to everything else. And you can use a tool like canva.com to create all of these beautiful images, animations. This tool is free. And I shared this in the beginning, canva.com. Great tool for you to create all of these beautiful looking images and videos. 3 things for you to do, and then we're going to move on to questions. So first thing, I need you to evaluate your resources. Look at your time. Do you have time available? Do your employees have time? What availability do you have in terms of time? Because you have to assess this resource, a scarce resource. You need to also evaluate your skills, your strengths. What is it that you could do yourself that you don't need to outsource? List those out. You need to look at all the technologies that are available at your disposal. Use my toolbox. Again, it's inside Build a Store in 21 days, day number 2. Use this list. There's a lot of free tools that I share in there. Look at all the technologies that you have at your disposal, including hardware. So cameras, smartphones, tablets, laptops, you name it, microphones as well. So evaluate all of your technologies and then look at all of these resources and list them all out, so that when the next step, you start identifying what is it that you love doing, you start looking at also the available resources. And I always want to make sure that figure out what you enjoy doing is very, very important, because a lot of times it's just, if you start forcing it on yourself, you're going to quit after a couple of days or a month or a couple of weeks. You don't want to do that. Start with things that you actually enjoy. If you love writing, start with everything with regards to writing. Don't do everything. So my idea is focus on 3 channels every month. In the beginning, it's a lot of work. Yes. Again, you're in this to succeed. E-commerce requires a lot of work. It's not easy. Nobody's going to come to your website if you're not promoting it, whether it's free or paid. You got to do something. It's not going to just grow by itself. So the more time you put into this, the more money you put in, not always guaranteed with the money, but the more time you put into this, the more things you test, the higher likelihood that it could potentially work out. Again, it all matters about the type of product you sell, the quality of your product, the price, the value. I mean, that's a separate topic. But right now, what we're talking about is focus on your interests. What is it that you enjoy doing? So at least you're not forcing it on yourselves. Look at all of your available resources, time, skills, your technologies, and then focus on 3 channels. Focus on 2 channels. I just like 3. Everything I'm trying to do is in 3. So among everything I mentioned today, choose 3 things and start and see if it works. But start based on how I shared them. Google and Facebook should be the top of your list with Instagram. These channels are proven to work, especially when you start having a budget for marketing. That's the first place where you're going to start putting in your money. I hope this was useful. I'm going to move on now to questions. If you guys have anything, and if you would like to join me live right now as a guest inside, you can ask your question as long as your camera is on. For those who are attending the session through a recorded video, whether it's inside the Facebook group or on YouTube or any other channel, again, you can get access to all these videos by simply joining us, either on Facebook within our Facebook group, or there's information about our group on ecommercetrainingacademy.com. If you're watching this recorded and you don't want to stay up for the questions, thanks again for attending. But right now, I'm going to go inside the group and see if anyone has any follow-up questions in there. I know I've been talking for a good Wow, 48 minutes. Time goes by fast, really fast. So any questions you guys may have about anything I've spoken about? Again, don't forget to like, love the video, anything. And let me check the Facebook group. I see a couple of people attending. Jean-Yves, Sunny, Felicitas, always, familiar faces. So thank you guys for the support. Was this useful? Was it just let me know in the comments if this was useful. Did you learn? Did you know about everything I mentioned? Are there any channels that you were not aware of or anything? Would love to hear from you guys. Felicitas is saying great tips and additional info again. You're welcome. Glad you enjoyed it. Again, take action, please. It's one thing to share all this content, but at the same time, you got to make sure that you guys take action on the things I'm about to share, because that's the whole point why you're consuming it. Any specific questions that you may have? Nope. Then all is well. I won't keep you longer. Already it's been 50 minutes. So thanks again for attending this live video. If you're watching it recorded, nonetheless, thank you for watching all this content that I just shared. And hopefully let me know in the comments, follow up. Has this worked for you? What has worked? What are some of the results you've received? And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you and have a nice evening. Take care. Bye-bye.